On January 11th, 2018, Hindu paper released Diary of Events along with its main edition. Every year, in the first week or second week of January, Hindu releases Diary of Events. This Diary of Events is one important source where we can have year roundup of current affairs, national issues and international issues. Generally, for civil services aspirants, this is one guideline where we can get equipped to prelims exam and mains exam with this Diary of Events. Now I will cover the national events in Hindu Diary of Events. The national events in the Hindu Diary of Events. The first thing, India becomes an associate member of the Geneva-based organization called CERN. India becomes associate member of the Geneva-based organization called CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. CERN is in Geneva, Switzerland. It is a European organization for nuclear research. CERN is the world's largest nuclear and particulate physics laboratory. CERN is the world's largest nuclear and particle physics laboratory. As an associate member in CERN, India will be a part of huge scientific and technological endeavor. CERN was established in 1954. CERN was established in the year 1954. It has 22 member states. 4 associate members, including India, Pakistan, Turkey and Ukraine. 4 associate members, including India, Pakistan, Turkey and Ukraine. And 3 international organizations got observer status in CERN. CERN. It's a European Organization for Nuclear Research. CERN is a European Organization for Nuclear Research. India became associate member. Generally, when India becomes observer or associate member or full member, there is a chance of you getting a question in UPSC exam. Few years back, India became an observer in Arctic Council. The question have come in UPSC. Who are not the members in an Arctic Council? In the same way, this year India became member in CERN, CERN. You may get a question on this. Next important issue that was covered in the Hindu Diary of Events is oil spills, oil spilling. As we all know, near Chennai's Ennore port, 1 year back there was an oil spill. You may get a question on remedial techniques of oil spill. How you are going to remove this oil spill. This technology is very important. They may ask you, which of the following are the techniques of oil spill? Bioremediation is one of the technique. Controlled burning is one of the technique. Bioremediation, controlled burning. Dispersants can also be used to dissipate oil spilling. Dispersants can also be used to dissipate, DISSIPATE, to dissipate oil spilling. Dredging, skimming, DREDGing, skimming, solidifying, etc. These are the techniques of removing oil spills. This might be a question. Bioremediation, controlled burning, dredging, skimming, solidifying. Dispersants can also be used to dissipate oil spills. As you all know, Jallikattu issue flared up last year. Supreme Court rejected to stay Jallikattu, and with the resemblance with Jallikattu, the Karnataka Assembly passed the Prevention of Cruelty Towards Animals Amendment Bill in 2017 to allow Kambala and bullock cart racing. In Karnataka, there is a Kambala game and bullock cart racing. Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu, Kambala and bullock cart racing in Karnataka, Kodi Pandalu, cockfight in Andhra Pradesh. There is a chance of you getting a question. relating to this, particularly Prevention of Cruelty Towards Animals Act. And Karnataka allowed bullock cart race and also Kambala. ISRO's workhorse PSLV. You all know there are two satellite launching vehicles, PSLV and GSLV. GSLV is not that successful compared to PSLV. So PSLV is regarded as workhorse of ISRO. ISRO's workhorse PSLV places a record of 104 satellites, 104 spacecrafts in the space in a single mission from Sriharikota. This is historic. For the first time in the world, 104 satellites were launched to the space through PSLV launching vehicle. ISRO, always UPSC's favorite question. You have to follow all the recent updates of ISRO. INS Virat. Indian Navy decommissioned INS Virat, the world's oldest aircraft. INS Virat is the world's oldest aircraft carrier which is in service. INS Virat was first commissioned into British Royal Navy. It was in the British Royal Navy and it is called at the time HMS Hermes. HMS Hermes. 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 Now INS Virat got decommissioned. INS Virat is considered as mother in the Western Navy. It is considered as mother in the Western Navy. Next important article that was covered in Diary of Events was Neutrino Project. Neutrino Project. Neutrinos have very little mass or no mass. India wanted to have a neutrino, NEUTRINO observatory in Theni district, Bodhi Hills, Tamil Nadu. Theni district, Bodhi Hills, Tamil Nadu. Here comes the story of neutrinos. Many people fear about the neutrino project. They think that it is dangerous to environment. Exactly 2 years back, 1.5 years back, there is an article written by Abdul Kalam. Might be one of his last articles about neutrinos in the Hindu. Any question you can answer if you read that particular article. You can Google it. Neutrinos, India, Abdul Kalam in Google. You will get that article. Here, National Green Tribunal suspended the permission and stopped the activities issued a notice to stop the activities in Neutrino Project India. NGT have suspended the Neutrino Observatory project in Theni district, Bodhi Hills, Tamil Nadu. Neutrinos. You may not get a question on Neutrino project, but you will get a question on neutrinos. NEUTRINOS. Neutrinos, you can read from the single article from Hindu 2 years back written by APJ Abdul Kalam and his disciple, I think his name is Kirpal Singh. Next, Mental Health Care Bill. Mental Health Care Act was passed in 2017. Mental Health Care Act was passed in the year 2017. In India, mental health care is a serious issue. Most of the mental patients, they cannot afford treatment. The first thing about this act is it decriminalized suicide. National Mental Health Care Act decriminalized suicide. Apart from that, National Mental Health Care Authority, and they also gave many things regarding treatment to mental health care patients. Not just treatment, they have the right to go for advanced directive. Advanced directive means when they are in the well condition, when they have the condition to take a decision, they can give directives about their treatment, about their other issues. When they are in the mentally fit condition, the patients have the right to give advanced directive. The word advanced directive is used in the mental health care bill. Apart from that, the people who are in BPL, though some people who are do not possess the BPL card but still homeless, they are eligible for free treatment for mental health disease. They are eligible for free treatment for mental health disease. So mental health care bill is also mentioned in the article in the area of events. You have to remember all the 1 year bills and acts. Mental health care act is very important. Insolvency and bankruptcy code is also very important for this year. And next, there are various issues like BS3 norms. The Supreme Court ordered to suspend all registration to all BS3 norms compliant vehicles. Now we are under BS4 and we are jumping into BS6. We are jumping into BS6. BS5 we are not at all adopting. So you may get a question on BS4 and BS6 difference in mains and prelims. Bharat stage 4 norms and Bharat stage 6 norms, the difference is very important for the exam. BS4 and BS6. And the Gujarat government have passed Animal Preservation Amendment Bill making minimum imprisonment of 10 years for cow slaughter. For cow slaughter. If somebody kills a cow, there will be a punishment for around 10 years. The Gujarat government have done this. In April 2017, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the country's longest tunnel. Modi inaugurated India's longest tunnel of around 9.28 kilometers. 9.28 kilometers. Chanani Nasri Road. Chanani Nasri Tunnel. Very important. CHENANI. Chanani NASHRI. Chanani Nasri Tunnel. Prime Minister inaugurated in Jammu Kashmir. In Jammu National Highway. Srinagar Jammu National Highway. Chanani Nasri Tunnel. Very important for the exam. Next. The Election Commission have announced plethora of reforms this year. It has announced plethora of reforms. VVPAT, Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trial. SVEEP. All these things were announced by Election Commission. And VVPAT is being implemented from 2019 elections in all the states. VVPAT machines are also being purchased. Next. HIV/AIDS bill was passed. HIV/AIDS Act was passed in 2017. You might get a question. India has third largest population of AIDS patients. It has 2.1 million AIDS patients. India contains 2.1 million AIDS patients, but most of them do not get antiretroviral therapy. So this bill made HIV/AIDS Act made antiretroviral therapy as a legal right. Antiretroviral therapy as a legal right. Apart from that, non-discrimination, their treatment and their surroundings, all these things were discussed in the bill. There is a chance of you getting a question from AIDS Act. You have to specifically focus and read on that. Next important item that was discussed in Prime Minister Narendra Modi last year inaugurated the first flight service from Shimla and Delhi, between Shimla and Delhi, under Udan scheme. Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, under Udan scheme, Prime Minister Narendra Modi have inaugurated the first flight from Shimla to New Delhi. This year, Civil Aviation Ministry is very important. For the first ever comprehensive civil aviation policy. Comprehensive civil aviation policy was announced in 2016. You have to completely go through civil aviation because the disinvestment in Air India and also various aspects of civil aviation policy, regional connectivity scheme, all these things are very important this year. The entire policy of civil aviation we have to go through. Even in mains, the civil aviation policy is important. Next article, ISRO launches its satellite, communication satellite, South Asian satellite or GSAT 9 through GSLV FO9 rocket, ISRO's SARC satellite, communication satellite, was launched. India is playing a major role in this. We have to remember this. ISRO's communication satellite. Communication satellite generally will be launched through GSLV. Communication satellites will generally be launched through GSLV. Next important is GEAC, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee or Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, gave its nod to GM mustard. GM mustard is the first food crop in India to get this approval. GM mustard is the first food crop. Till now we have GM cotton, all these things, they are not food crops, but GM mustard is consumable. DMH9 version, DMH9, you have to also know about this DMH9. GEAC, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, is a committee which should give approval to genetic engineering products, food products or commercial products, any products. Genetic engineering means GEAC. GEAC is very important. Next important issue that was covered in the newspaper is the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development for 2014. ISRO got it. 2014 Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development. 2014, not 2017. Remember, ISRO got this. The Union Cabinet have announced phasing out of 25-year-old Foreign Investment Promotion Board, FIPB. The Union Cabinet have announced the phasing out of 25-year-old body, FIPB, Foreign Investment Promotion Board. Next, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, inaugurated a new bridge, Dola Sadia Bridge in Lohit River, Assam. Dola Sadia Bridge, Lohit River, Assam. The length of the bridge was 9.15 kilometers. Dola Sadia Bridge, Assam. The length of the bridge was 9.15 kilometers. Lohit River. In this perspective, the Lohit River and the nearby rivers in Assam and other regions of Northeast and their tributaries is very important. Dola Sadia Bridge, Lohit River in the Assam, 9.15 kilometers. Based on Dhirendra Singh Committee's recommendations, our new defence procurement procedure policy was unveiled. Strategic partnership with private partners is allowed selectively in defence procurement. Strategic partnership with private partners is allowed specifically for selected leaders in the private players in the defence procurement procedure. Next, ISRO launches its heaviest satellite, the 640-ton GSLV Mark III, based on indigenous technology, cryogenics technology. GSLV Mark III based on indigenous cryogenics. Cryo means extreme cold, extreme cool. In mains or prelims, you may get a question even on separate cryogenics. CRYOGENICS, because cryogenic technology is not only used in of vehicles, but also it is used to preserve certain seeds or human sperm and other things. So cryogenic technology is very important in the major science, not only in rocket science, in other science, biological applications also. Cryogenics means extreme cold or extreme cool. I think already in 2017 a question based on cryogenics was already asked. Next important current affair that was covered under Diary of Events. In Diary of Events, ratifies 2 conventions in ILO relating to child labor. India ratifies 2 conventions in ILO relating to child labor. child labor related issues or child right related issues. This time you may get in prelims relating to rights issues or in mains in social issues, because India ratified two important conventions relating to child labor. India ratified two important conventions relating to child labor. Next, India signed civil nuclear deal with Japan. Till date, India has 14 nuclear agreements with other countries. India signed civil nuclear agreement with Japan. Till date, India had 14 agreements with various countries. And the names of the countries are very important. Argentina, Australia, Canada. Argentina, Australia, Canada. Czech Republic, France, Japan, Kazakhstan. Czech Republic, France, Japan, Kazakhstan. Mongolia, Namibia, Russia. South Korea, UK, US and Vietnam. South Korea, UK, US and Vietnam. With 14 countries, India had civil nuclear agreements. Recently, India inked civil nuclear agreement with Japan. Recently, India inked civil nuclear agreement with Japan. This is the important current affair. In August 2017, the Supreme Court declared with a 3-2 judgment that instant triple talaq is manifestly arbitrary. It is manifestly arbitrary. And 3 judges declared it as unconstitutional and 2 judges declared the practice should be stopped. 3 judges declared that it is unconstitutional and 2 judges declared that the practice should be stopped. In Puttaswamy versus Union of India case, the 9 judges bench unanimously told, right to privacy is a fundamental right. Right to privacy is a fundamental right. Though the case is linked with Aadhaar, we don't have Privacy Act, though we have the data collection through Aadhaar. India urgently needs Privacy Act. For this Privacy Act to deal with the issues of privacy, to give certain recommendations on that, Sri Krishna Committee was appointed by the government. Sri Krishna Committee was appointed by the government to deal with the issues of privacy laws in India. And unfortunately, we don't have Privacy Act properly in India. And right to privacy now was declared as a fundamental right in Puttaswamy versus Union of India. Now, 3 years back, the judgment given by the Supreme Court in Suresh Kumar Kaushal versus Naj Foundation was reopened. Now, under the guidelines of Puttaswamy judgment, again section 377 of IPC will be seen. It will be looked whether it is correct or not, whether 377 is constitutional with respect to LGBT rights or not, will be reviewed again in light of Puttaswamy versus Union of India judgment. In the light of Puttaswamy versus Union of India judgment, again this will be reviewed. Next, the Meenakshi Sundareshwar temple in Madurai was considered as a Swachh iconic place in India. Swachh iconic temple in India. Meenakshi Sundareshwar temple in Madurai was regarded as a Swachh iconic temple in India. The man having sexual intercourse with a minor wife, with or without consent, is considered as rape in India. The man having sexual intercourse with a minor wife, if the wife's age is below 18 years, even with her consent or without consent, consent is not a criteria here. All intercourse is considered as rape. Many critics are saying that instead of making it as an offense, why don't you completely ban child marriages? If we completely ban child marriages, there is no question of child marital rape in India. So better to go with the stopping of child marriages in India rather than making child marital rape an offense or minor marital rape an offense. Gauri Lankesh, famous activist, journalist, got killed in her house in front of her house in Bangalore. Gauri Lankesh, famous activist, got killed near her house in Bangalore. This was a shock to the country where constructive dissent, constructive criticism is being culled with brutality. Constructive criticism is being culled with brutal force and with disproportionate retaliation. This should be seriously condemned. The Kolkata-Khulna Bandhan Express was flagged off between Kolkata and Khulna in Bangladesh. It is considered as a very important move, friendship move between India and Bangladesh. The Kolkata-Khulna Bandhan Express between India and Bangladesh was flagged off. The Kolkata-Khulna Bandhan Express between India and Bangladesh was flagged off. The government recently granted infrastructure status to logistics sector. Now logistics comes under infrastructure. Logistic comes under infrastructure. Generally roads, transport, physical infrastructure like ports, all these comes under infrastructure. Now logistics also comes under infrastructure. LOGISTICS, logistics also comes under infrastructure. India successfully testified its air version of BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Now BrahMos can be used in Army, Navy and Air Force. BrahMos can be used in Army, Navy and Air Force. India successfully testified its air version of BrahMos. BrahMos can be used in Army, Navy and Air Force. And as you all know, India also is increasing the range of BrahMos as India entered into MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. Now BrahMos range can be increased from 300 kilometers up to 600 kilometers. This is also an advantage of India joining in MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. And you all know that India recently got its membership approval in Wassenaar Arrangement also. There are 4 international control regimes: MTCR, NSG, Australia Group, Wassenaar Arrangement. MTCR, NSG, Australia Group, Wassenaar Arrangement. India became now member in 2 agreements, MTCR and Wassenaar Arrangement. With MTCR, India's BrahMos range can extend from 300 km to 600 km. Now BrahMos have all the 3 versions: air version, army version and naval version. And BrahMos, the word BrahMos came from Brahmaputra and Moskova. Moskova is a river in Russia, Brahmaputra is in India. And BrahMos is a collaboration between India and Russia. And Russia supported India. Prime Minister Modi commissioned the first of 6 Scorpene submarine class INS Kalvari. INS Kalvari. You might get a question on what is INS Kalvari. Scorpene submarine class INS Kalvari. KLVERI. INS Kalvari. As you all know, INS Tarini, INS Aridaman and INS Kalvari. All these bits are very important this year. INS Kalvari, INS Aridaman, etc. And INS Kalvari is also very important. National Medical Commission Bill was introduced in December 2017 to replace Medical Council of India. As you all know, Medical Council of India has been alleged with corruption and lack of transparency and rhetoricism in syllabus. National Medical Commission Bill was introduced. National Medical Commission Bill was introduced. In mains GS2, in regulatory bodies you may get a question on National Medical Commission Bill. And Telangana state government rolled out 24 hours free power supply. 24 hours free power supply to the farmers in the agriculture field. Telangana state government recently rolled out 24 hours free power supply. Maternity Benefits Amendment Act 2017. In India, we have Maternity Benefits Act 1961. In the recent amendment, maternity leave in organized sector was increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Now, women working in organized sector can avail 26 weeks of maternity leave. Here, there are few things. One, an organization should consist of at least 10 employees, is eligible for this, is entitled for this Maternity Benefits Act, Amendment Act. And for every organization which have 50 employees, there should be a crèche facility. And in Maternity Benefits Act, the act is applicable, the amendment is applicable, that 26 weeks leave is applicable up to 2 children. For the third child, the maternity leave is only 12 weeks. For the third child, the maternity leave is only 12 weeks. Next, Economic Advisory Council. Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council was reconstituted. Vivek Debroy was its chairman. It's a non-constitutional, non-statutory, non-permanent and independent body. It's a non-constitutional, non-statutory, non-permanent, independent body. PM's Economic Advisory Council. It's a prime aim and solid aim. Its sole purpose is to advise, analyze critical issues, and what are the issues the PM referred to it is going to give its advice. The issues like inflation, GDP changes, export-import policies, and credit issues, and creating a supporting environment for innovations in trade and commerce, for increasing in trade and commerce, etc. So, Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council was constituted with Vivek Debroy as its chairman. National Registry of Citizens for Assam. NRC, National Register of Citizens, contains the names of citizens of Assam. GSLV Mark III with the cryogenic engine technology, indigenous cryogenic engine technology, have launched a communication satellite, GSAT-19. GSAT-19 is a communication satellite launched by GSLV Mark III. And Oki cyclone is very important this year, and naming of the cyclones and various cyclones and how cyclones are formed is also very important. Global Entrepreneurship Summit was held at Hyderabad. Women First, Prosperity for All is the theme. Women First, Prosperity for All is the theme. Legal person status was given to River Ganga and Jamuna. Last year, legal person status was given to New Zealand River, Wangwai River, New Zealand. This year, River Ganga and Jamuna. Next, nano satellites. ISRO nano satellites, INS. You may get a prelims question or mains question on ISRO nano satellite. It's a new standard satellite bus system for innovations and less payloads. Generally, they are like co-passenger satellites. Nanosats are co-passenger satellites. They will be launched through PSLV launching vehicle, generally not through GSLV. Nanosats. They can carry the payload up to 3 kgs, and the mass of the total nanosatellite should not be more than 11 kgs. They can carry the payload up to 3 kgs, and the mass should not be more than 11 kgs. Nanosatellite program, ISRO Nanosatellite INS, will offer a lot of opportunities, immense opportunities for future technologies and demonstrative satellites, demonstrative technology satellites, all those things. And innovative payloads, even for university research development laboratories, for all the purposes, these nanosatellites are useful. And ISRO nanosatellite mission might come in the mains question paper also. And Low cost module. Generally nano satellites are low cost. To increase and design and develop better low cost satellites for innovative uses, for a specific or peculiar uses, this nano satellite project can also be used. ISRO nano satellite project is a standard satellite bus. It's a standard satellite bus. So it can carry the payload up to 3 kgs and it can have the mass up to 11 kgs, and they are all co-passenger satellites. Co-passenger satellites. You should remember this word, co-passenger satellites. So ISRO nano satellites might come in prelims or mains. Next thing is you have PSLV C-39, IRNSS 1H, the 8th satellite in IRNSS 1H. PSLV C-39 was not successful. Generally, PSLV satellite, PSLV launching vehicle is considered as a workhorse of ISRO, but PSLV C-39 was unsuccessful. Remember, PSLV C-39 satellite launch was unsuccessful. The satellite was IRNSS 1H. The launch was unsuccessful last year. This we have to remember. Next, high-speed railways. Mumbai Ahmedabad high-speed railways. You all know bullet train technology. Japan is helping India. Even Japan is giving a very low interest loan for this. 508 kilometers Mumbai Ahmedabad high-speed bullet train technology, should remember. And Narmada Sardar Sarovar project. You all know Narmada issue, what all happened. They may ask you the tributaries of river Narmada. Remember that. And next important thing is interlocutor was appointed for Jammu Kashmir. Third time interlocutor appointed, Dineshwar Sharma. Dineshwar Sharma, the interlocutor was appointed for the, this is the third time an interlocutor was appointed. And Chennai's torrential rains. So this time we will get a question on northeast monsoons. You have to prepare on northeast monsoons. Coral reefs also is very important issue this year in geography. One is northeast monsoon, second is coral reefs. Next is GST. About 101 Constitutional Amendment Act, Article 279A of the Indian Constitution deals about GST Council. Article 279A of the Indian Constitution deals about GST Council. And the last thing is, for 2016, Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace Development was given, Disarmament and Development was given to our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. These are the important diary of events in national issues. If you can revise it 2-3 times, there is a chance of you getting good questions in prelims and they will give added value in mains.